Alright guys, welcome back to F1 2010. The first installment of the Codemasters F1 franchise, and we're going right back down to memory lane here on F1 2010 on the PS3. I've really missed this game, and finally I've decided to return to this game and do a career mode on it, because I've actually not done a career mode series on F1 2010 on my channel. So yeah, we're gonna go back to this game and we're gonna do a full season of career mode here on F1 2010. I have done a couple of videos in the past on this game, but I've never actually properly made a series on it. So I just decided to go back to this game and just immerse ourselves in the nostalgia that this game really holds, because especially for me, returning back to this game just feels so nostalgic, because, you know, I used to play it a lot back in the day, but I guess even if you're new to it, it's just such an immersive experience.
Welcome to Formula One. You must be looking forward to getting your first season underway. Could you please give us a few details for those watching at home?
So this is where we start off in this game with the first press conference, where we just give our details, and this is also where we have the team choice.
Would you mind telling us where you're from?
I am from a small town in the Netherlands called Wormerveer.
Thanks. So what kind of challenge are you looking for from the sport? And how many seasons are you expecting to commit yourself to?
So I'm looking to do 5 seasons, because I want to sign with Toro Rosso, with the main goal to eventually end up in Red Bull. And if I go for something like 7 seasons, I won't be able to do that.
Okay, one last question. As there's been so much speculation, can you please confirm which team you'll be driving for next season?
So like I said, my goal is to go to Red Bull. So I'm going to start off with Toro Rosso.
Thanks for your time. We look forward to seeing you on the grid in Bahrain.
So that's our first press conference interview done. The first of many, hopefully, because we actually only get to the press conference when we actually get a podium finish. But of course, the interviews will appear a bit more regularly in the regular paddock. Welcome to Toro Rosso Ferrari. Of course, this is back when Toro Rosso was powered by Ferrari engines. But yeah, welcome to the paddock here in F1 2010. This is gonna be the place where we're gonna spend a lot of time if we're not on track. And this is also our PR agent.
Welcome to your new team. I'm Gabrielle, your agent. I'll be handling the legal side of your affairs, as well as keeping you up to date with what's going on in the world of Formula One. Now, I just need to take you through a few things, and then I'll leave you to settle in. I see that the press are already beginning to show an interest in you. Be careful what you say to them. Your comments can really affect your relationships with the teams. So this is my laptop. On it you can find details for your current contract and eventually offers from other teams. Let's look at it more closely. As you can see, you can review things such as your objectives or salary. And if you select a team from the list, you'll enter their personal page. Over here, we've got a selection of helmet designs for you to choose from. And if you exit the driver's room, you'll find yourself in the paddock, where you can access the main menu to change game modes or options. Finally, this option allows you to adjust race settings on the way to your next career event. Anyway, I'll leave you to have a look around. Feel free to come and talk to me at any time.
Thank you, PR agent. I already forgot her name. Anyway, yeah, welcome guys to our trailer here in the Toro Rosso team. I mean, what can I say? It's so nice to be back on this game. Just the feeling, the vibe, the music, the surroundings, the atmosphere. This game just puts you into so much immersion, and that's what I really love about it. But yeah, the interview there went pretty quickly, but I decided to go with Toro Rosso, also because I'm a big Red Bull fan, and also back in the day in 2010, you know, I was a big Red Bull fan and a big Vettel fan as well. And 2010 was really the first season where I properly started watching F1, so it's very nostalgic to see this old Toro Rosso livery as well. But let's get into the first weekend here in Bahrain.
Hi, I'm Rob, your race engineer. I'll be your point of contact whenever you're in the garage or out on track. Let me show you around. Over here, you'll find information about the race weekend. You can also skip to future events. It's good to make the most of your practice session to get accustomed to the track and complete some R&D objectives for the team. Looking at the car monitor provides you with an overview of information relating to the race weekend. Feel free to check it out later. When you're ready to go out on the track, or if you want to retire to the paddock, just give me a shout.
That's Rob, our engineer for this season.
Get the car off the jacks and start the engine. Let's get the car on the track.
I really like Rob, to be fair. He's very positive, very enthusiastic. He's got some great energy. Unlike some of the other engineers we've had in the F1 games, like Andy Knight or Jeff, even Mark Priestley. Anyway, yeah, practice. Also, I forgot to mention, we're going for the proper old school style here. So I'm actually playing on the pad on a standard PS3 controller. Because I just wanted to play this game like I used to play it back in the day. And actually the handling model on this game is pretty nice, even on the controller. It's very weird, it's very unrealistic and odd, but when you actually get the hang of it, it's actually really satisfying to drive on this game. Anyway, I was just building up the pace a little bit in practice. You can see I'm currently in 9th position here as we're closing up to Sebastian Vettel in the Red Bull. It's going to be our aim definitely in this career mode to end up in a top team like Red Bull at some point. Improving to a 2-minute 1.287 now, as we have done a couple of laps. So ending our first run here in practice. Also, one thing on this game, you actually have to slow down for the pit entry, put the limiter on, and then slow down for the box as well during the race. Which is something that, of course, we're used to in the modern F1 games now, but it was actually not present for a long time. We've actually got a penalty there for speeding in the pit lane. So, yeah, career started out great. I've already got a penalty after my first run in FP1. Almost like Sebastian Vettel back in 2006 when he got a penalty in his first run for Sauber for speeding in the pit lane in his first practice session. Anyway, yeah, currently in about 10th position there. That's a bit of a shame. We've already got a 5-place grid penalty. I can't recall that you could get penalties in the pit lane. I actually didn't know that. I mean, even though I used to play this game, I think I must have always played with pit assist on because I've never had that, or at least I can't remember having a pit lane speeding penalty in practice. So yeah, I'm fast forwarding a little bit here. You can see the setup adjustments I was making. Of course, the setups are pretty different on 2010, but it's a little bit easier to figure it out than on the modern F1 games. I decided to lower the aero a little bit, have a bit more straight line speed, and change the suspension a bit to have a bit better turning. So yeah, practice is over. We finish up in 13th position, which is pretty alright, considering it's my first time back from this game in a long time. 3.6 seconds off the pace, a lot of field spread there, with the guys at the back being like 6 seconds off. Of course, with the 3 new teams, Virgin, Lotus and HRT, those teams are a mile off the pace. So there's a really big gap between first and last in 2010. Anyway, qualifying, we straight away bang in at 1:59.8, which is the first time I've gone below 2 minutes. And currently that is now good enough for 10th place with about 10 minutes to go. I go out again on a new set of option tires. We are improving by 7/10 in the final sector. And coming up to the line, we do a 1:58.7, which puts us up into 9th position. First time in the 1:58s now, so we are gradually improving. Also, the option tires definitely feel a lot better than the prime tires did in practice. Catching up to Michael Schumacher and Mark Webber there in the Red Bull. Luckily, they don't get in the way that much. As we break down for turn 4, breaking just up to 100 meters. But you can see the handling model on this game is very sort of precise when you get it right. Like, it's not very flexible. Like, the car feels very stiff and it's a bit odd, but when you're actually used to it, it actually feels really nice, like I said before. Rosberg there holds us up a little bit, he also pulls out of the way to not impede our lap. Coming up to the line, this is actually a really good lap. We managed to pull out a 1:56.184, which currently puts us up in pole position. You can see I was sort of bashing the buttons there a little because I was so relieved and so happy with that lap. As I completely run wide in turn 1, but you can see how happy I was with that lap. Yeah, all weekend I was just getting faster and faster and faster, and that 56 was, you know, completely nailed, and it actually puts us on pole.
Over the moon with that result.
So that went very quickly. Straight away, we are in pole position for our first race. So that's definitely a lot higher than I expected. Now, I do remember that the AI is pretty weak in Bahrain. I am playing on the hardest difficulty with no assist, of course, but this race is a really good opportunity to get a good result because there are tracks on this game where the AI are very OP. But yeah, definitely didn't expect it. But of course, we're starting in 6th because we got that 5-place grid penalty. So that's a bit of a shame. The team objective is to finish in 12th place or higher. So let's hope that we can at least get that. But we are rolling out of the garage now for our first race on F1 2010 career mode.
So, your first race. Don't expect to finish at the top of the order. Just try to pick up a few places and get a feel for how the car drives. Good luck. And more importantly, have fun out
Thanks, Rob. We're on the way for the first race of F1 2010 career mode. Straight away, we get off to a pretty decent start. Sebastian Vettel there on the left. What can we do into turn 1 here? We're going to brake a little bit early to take it cautiously. We find the gap in the middle behind the two Red Bulls, and we move up into 4th place up the inside of Mark Webber there. Correction, it was actually Sebastian Vettel. We've got Mark Webber in front of us. And can we now follow the pace of the leaders? Webber goes defensive into turn 4. We managed to go around the outside, which moves up into 3rd position with the two McLarens of Lewis Hamilton and Jenson Button in front of us. Thank you very much, Rob. Up the inside area of Jenson Button into this very tight section, of course. Now with the modern Bahrain track, we don't actually have this section anymore, but we still headed back on F1 2010 up to 2nd place. So between the two McLarens, up the inside area of Lewis Hamilton, and that's us up into the lead as we hold the line tight here in the middle sector. So yeah, back into the lead. We had the grid drop, which meant we started in 6th place. We managed to recover from that and take the lead again. And the pace is actually really good. Starting lap 2 now, I made a bit of a mistake there in turn 1. Had a bit of a slide. There is very little mechanical grip in this car, especially at low speeds. So that's something to get used to a little bit. Lewis Hamilton taking a defending line again there into turn 4, and just like Mark Webber did on the previous lap, we managed to go around the outside. We managed to carry a lot more corner speed through there. That's definitely one of the weaker corners for the AI, and we regained the lead here on lap 2. We're fighting for the race win straight away in our first race. It's definitely something that I wasn't expecting, but it would be amazing if we can win or even get a podium in our first race here in F1. But you can see there, already on lap 3, the tire wear is pretty severe. And we're already going to pit at the end of lap 3. You can see the left, front, rear left and rear right are already orange in the indicator there. So we're going to pit in on this lap. Let's make sure that we don't speed into the pit lane this time. Luckily we practiced this bit in practice. I actually got a warning, but it wasn't for speeding. It was for illegal blocking, because I took it so easy. So yeah, we're into the lane. We have to brake for the pit box now. And hopefully Toro can give us a good stop here. 3.7 seconds. That's pretty decent. And actually, look at the tires there. Those are wet tires.
Don't forget to turn the limiter off.
What on earth?
Racing speed. Watch out for
The team have put me on wets. Now what has happened here, guys?
Be ready for you this lap.
I think I had a moment, and you can see the tires are on wet there. The thing is,
Just posted the fastest
with my
lap.
controller, my PS3 controller is literally the first controller I've been using for like 12 years. If you actually close up the it's really there, we actually hit us, we almost lose it. But the thing what happened, my controller, without me realizing, has selected wet tires and I didn't know it. So we're now on wet. I decided to pit straight away. That's why we're in last place now. We get up the inside of Jarno Trulli. Back up into P23, but it's such a shame. I had to pit straight away after that, and I've been dropped back all the way to 24th position as we get past Kunchentik. I was actually, you know, really making inroads very quickly. I was carving my way through the field, but it has cost us so much time, and it is such a costly mistake, which is so annoying because I didn't even know that I'd selected the wet tires. I was completely surprised. We now got the inside of Tonio Liuzzi. The team is coming in again because I accidentally requested a stop, I think, but this has just cost us over 20 seconds. I had to do a full lap on wet tires and pit again. As we now break into turn 1, we get up the inside of Rubens Barrichello and up the inside of that Virgin as well. That was Lucas Di Grassi, I think, or Timo Glock, which is now moves us up into the 18th position. But it's going to be very hard to even score points from here because we just lost over 20 seconds with that extra pit stop. We also got Jensen Button here in P17. Who's also had a pretty rough race because he was at the front as well. So we get up the inside of Adrian Sito as well. 2 places in about 2 corners. We are really fighting our way back through the field up to P16 already behind Lucas Di Grassi. So it was Timo Glock who we passed earlier. Okay, we got up the inside into here. Not quite. Maybe into the next corner. The Virgin is very slow. And we got up the inside for P15 behind Bruno Senna, who's also having a great race in the HRT, which is arguably the slowest car of the field. But you know, we're already on lap 7 of 10, so it is going to be near on impossible to score a point from here on in. There is quite a big group here, as you can see on the minimap there. We are also not that far behind our teammate, Sebastian Buemi. But first of all, we have to get past this HRT here of Bruno Senna as we come over the back straights before breaking down for turn 10. And the game just continued to punish me. We have picked up a puncture. Despite being on fresh tires and not even going off track, just randomly breaking down for turn 10, the right front tire has just completely blasted, and we are now running on a flat right front tire. I'm gonna have to pit again for a 3rd time in this race, so this has completely wrecked our chance of scoring any points today. And it seems like we're getting all the bad luck in this first race. We had such a good pace. And so much potential for a good result after qualifying on pole position, despite the grid penalty as well we picked up in practice. And now, after having to do a lap on wet tires, having to make an extra pit stop, we have to make another extra pit stop to change to a new set of option tires again. Just to add insult to injury, I got held up in the pits because my teammate just pitted as well. So this race is going from bad to worse. We are down in P23, which will be P24 as one of the back markers overtakes us there. I can't see who it is, but we're down to last with 3 laps to go. How to go from 0 to 0 in 8 laps time? We literally went from first to last. It was Karun Chentok who is now past us. So yeah, we're just gonna try and get a couple of positions just to not finish last in this race, as Chentok there goes through us because he actually pitted, so that was a bit weird. It would have been something if he would have taken us out as well. So at least we're not last anymore as we now open up lap 9 up the inside of Lucas Di Grassi here into turn 1. Of course, it's not too difficult to pass a Virgin because that car is definitely a lot worse than ours. So on to lap 10 now. The pace was pretty alright, 158.0 here. But of course, to no avail because we are in P22 with quite a big gap to the cars in front of us. Actually, Sebastian Buemi, it seems like he also had quite a couple of issues in this race. Maybe he also had a puncture because he also pitted on the lap that we pitted, which was, I think, after he had already made a scheduled stop because that was very late into the race. So maybe it's a Toro Rosso problem, these punctures. Maybe we haven't set up the car correctly for tire wear, but the tires weren't even warm. That's the thing. Maybe we're just both unlucky. But anyway, we are catching up to our teammate, so maybe we can still actually finish in front of him, which would be crucial because that can of course help us in the teammate challenge, and also for a bit of pride, of course. So at least we're gonna beat someone. At least we're gonna beat our teammate. I mean, the teammate is always the reference, isn't he, in racing? So at least it's something to take from this race if we can actually finish in front of him. We've got a Mercedes there as well in front of Buemi, so maybe we aren't the only ones that are getting called out here with punctures or extra pit stops. We also we bit Buemi at the back there. Yeah, but we don't take each other off, of course. The first rule of racing is beat your teammate. The second rule is don't take him out. We just about managed to pass him, albeit with a bit of a tap, because he braked pretty early there into the 90-degree left corner there, turn 9 I believe it is. But yeah, Nico Rosberg is in front of us now. So we also saw Jensen Button earlier in P17. As we get up the inside of Nico Rosberg here into the penultimate corner. That's P20 in this race. Thank you very much, Rob. Looks like this is where we're going to finish. There's quite a big gap to P19. So that is Heikki Kovalainen in front of us in the Lotus. Coming around the final corner. It has been a very disappointing race, but at least we've beaten our teammate and we've reached the end. It's P20 in race 1. So yeah, from 6th to 20th, we did get the fastest lap of 1:57.3, which is a pretty decent time actually. Yeah, like Rob said there, at least we finished the race. But you know, like I said as well, the AI is pretty weak around Bahrain. There are going to be tracks this season where we are definitely going to be challenged. So it would have been a very nice to start off the season well here to just get a nice bunch of points. Because also the reputation is pretty crucial in this game. Once we get to the latter part of the season where we have the contract talks and everything, if we actually get to do a second season on this game. So at least we managed to get the qualifying objective, which will give us a little bit of reputation. Yeah, unfortunately we couldn't get to 12th place, but we do gain a couple of levels up to level 3. Of course, it is exponential, so it's going to be harder and harder the further we progress, I believe. But we're getting called by David Croft to give an interview.
Tell me, what are your hopes and aspirations for the current season? And do you have any personal objectives that you want to achieve?
Well, I mean, we are in a midfield team, so the objective is going to be to just score points regularly.
Your performance this weekend was a true reflection of what you and your car are capable of?
No, definitely not. We finished in P20 and we definitely could have had the pace to be on the podium today. So yeah, that was the first interview with David Croft. Yeah, the interview questions and answers that you give actually also influence the way the teams look at you and could potentially...
Hey, I've got to tell you, the team were really impressed with how you handled the press earlier. They said to say thank you.
Alright. No stress, Gabriel, our agent. So yeah, as you could hear there, the team kind of appreciated that I didn't bash them down for my bad result and kind of blamed it on myself. But yeah, also with future negotiations, it's going to be important to give the right answers. So yeah, 1 race completed in this career mode. This is where I'm going to end it. Looking forward to the rest of the season. Let me know if you are as well. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this first race. So thank you very much for watching if you've made it till the end. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.